Hey, hello everybody. This is Dr. Scott U-Hall.
You got us locked out. Thanks.
I don't know what that is, but sorry about that. But Dr. Scott U-Hall here with a virtual coffee chat coming at you. I'll say thanks for showing up, and we're here with our next series of Do You Have Questions? We've Got Answers, Volume 6. So today we're going to talk about a question that was asked about fitness band exercises and a stretching routine. So we had an RSVP that came out this time, and we handed out a couple of little exercise bands. So I want to say thank you to Kangaroo Coffee for sponsoring our group as usual, and they're actually on these little fitness bands that we've handed out. So thanks for everybody for getting on the chat. And again, our quarter hour of Wellness Power, we're going to talk about some exercises, and we've actually got a little book that we can give you because there's a lot more exercises available than just the ones that I'm going to show you. So if you have any questions, as usual, please put them in the chat box. And again, thanks again, Kangaroo Coffee, for being our sponsor. Now, as usual, we have our little disclaimer, and today it really fits. We're going to do some physical activity with some exercise bands and some stretching. And if you haven't gotten your annual physical yet, please make sure that you do that before you do any kind of structured exercise. Again, if you're on our health insurance plan here at Phil Long, you can get that done free of charge at any of our on-site medical care here clinics. And if you have your own physician, make sure you get that scheduled so that you don't hurt yourself while you're doing physical exercise. So, all right, a little bit of a background to our little fitness bands here. And again, if you have one and you want to chime along when we get our video going, please feel free to do so. But a couple of things. First things first, whenever you're going to use a fitness band, visually check it and make sure that there's not any wear and tear on there so that when you're using it, it doesn't fracture or break and pop you in the head. Also, make sure that you have adequate space around you so that when you're doing exercises, you don't hit anybody, you don't hit your hand on a wall and injure yourself in that way. And then there's a couple of other things I'm going to tell you about this little base or this foundation that when you're doing exercise, it's really important that this thing stays secure. And I'll make reference to that in the video, but very important, again, you don't hurt yourself using these bands because you can do the resistance element of it. And always, like I say, respect the band. When you're using it, make sure that it doesn't slip, and that'll make sense in some things that we're talking about when we're coming up. But don't kid yourself. These little fitness bands can give you an incredible workout. And if you don't really like going to a gym, you don't have a lot of time, this might be the answer to the situation that you're going to. One other thing, again, so I want to mention about the band. If you stand farther away from it, it's a little harder to do. If you stand closer to where this little base is that we're talking about, it makes it a little bit easier to do. And so you can adjust the amount of resistance or tension that's on these bands just by stepping forward or stepping away from your activity. Now, I'm going to just show you about 4 exercises today, 5 maybe, I think is what we have. But I have a whole band, exercise band book. You can see there on the right. We made that for a program that we have down at the Mount Carmel Health and Wellness Program down in Trinidad. But we've got a number of exercises that we can show you, and I'd love for the opportunity to work with you outside of this virtual coffee chat and show you how some of that stuff works. So if you like that, send me a note in the chat room, and we can touch base after the coffee chat's done. So with that, let's go into about a 10-minute program on exercise. Pull out your exercise band. You can do some things right there at your desk, and I'll talk to you after it gets done. Well, hey, everybody. Those of y'all that asked for it, you got your Kangaroo Coffee exercise fitness band. I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to do a little bit of exercise today. And like I said, I'm going to show you 4 different exercises, and you can do a lot of exercises with this band. But I'm going to show you a few shoulder exercises, a couple for your arms, and I'm going to try to explain a couple of principles that go along with these exercise bands. So, if you want, the first one we're going to do is called an overhead military or overhead shoulder press. And you're going to sit down actually on your band. So you can sit right down in your chair, wherever you might be. And you have your thumbs in the front and the handles, your back is straight. Your starting position is about right here. You don't hunch forward. Your back straight, shoulders are pinched back, and you're going to press your arms directly over your head, and when you get to the top, you kind of bring them together a little bit. Then you come back down. And you repeat this. And if you're into muscle toning, you're going to do this about 12 to 15 repetitions. And each time I go up, and each time I go down, that's one repetition. So we've done 6, 7, 8. If this gets hard, feel free to stop. You don't have to do 15. We're just going to warm up. This is the first time we've done these. So feel free to stop at any time. There's 12, I think. I'm a terrible counter. And 13, we can stop there. And what you'll do is you'll feel it right in here in the front of your shoulders, your deltoids. All right? And that's what is called a military or an overhead shoulder press. All right, now the next exercise we're going to do is called lateral shoulder raises. Still working the shoulder, but this time instead of sitting on the fitness band, I want you to stand on it and have it so it's right in the middle of your foot, so it's not going to slide out from under your foot. And give yourself enough play, or make it lax enough over here, and with one arm at a time, you're going to come out to the side and you're going to laterally raise the band. All right, now the higher you get, the harder it is to do. So you may only be able to get to here, and that's too much. That's fine. What I don't want you to do is arch your back. Try not to do that. Keep your body straight again. Your shoulders pinched back, and you're going to laterally raise the band, just like that. And then you would do the same thing on the other side. Again, trying to work up to about 12 to 15 times. Now, if you can only do about 1 or 2, wow, that's really hard. Give yourself, again, some more play. Step up on the band so you have more of the band on this side, and then it becomes a little bit easier to do. All right? So again, if you can only do a few, try to do 1 more than you've done the prior day, and slowly build up over time. And again, if it's really hard, give yourself a little bit more play. And that's the lateral shoulder raise. All right, so there's 2 shoulder exercises, and I've got many more. But as we mentioned in one of our very first coffee chats about flexibility, one of the best ways to do a stretch is after the muscles warm. And we've just warmed the muscles up a little bit. And we want to do a static stretch, if you remember. A great way to stretch your shoulders is pull across, just like this, and hold it. And that's a static stretch. You don't want to bounce. That's a ballistic stretch. And unless you're an athlete, you really don't want to do that. Just pull across till you feel a nice pull. Oh, that feels good. Take a deep breath, get some stress management while you're working at it. And then come on over to the other side and stretch your other shoulder. Again, take a couple of real deep breaths. And again, not only is exercise good for the muscles, it's a great stress management technique. So there's a real quick stretch that you can do for your shoulders. You can do some shoulder rolls if you'd like that. Another great way to get rid of stress, especially it's in your traps, which is the muscle up in the upper back part of your neck and back. So 2 really good stretches, 2 shoulder exercises. All right, with this next exercise, again, we're going to stand on our band. You can use 1 foot, probably use 1 foot for this particular exercise. But again, make sure that it's far enough back and you've got weight on that foot so that it doesn't come out and pop you in the head. But this is a basic arm curl. You're going to have your palm open. You can use your back leg for stability. Again, keep your back straight, your shoulders pinched back. And you're going to bend at the elbows, and you're going to bring the weight up as far as you can. All right? You come up and come down. And you want to fully extend your arm, and you want to fully contract your arm if you can. If you can only get up about halfway, that's fine. Just work at that, and eventually you'll be able to get it so that it comes all the way up, just like that. And again, you're trying to tone a little bit of muscle, so let's try to get about 12 of these. I think that's 8, 9, there's 10, 11, and 12. One thing I do want to point out, and I'm going to turn this way, is when you're doing the arm curl, make sure again you straighten the arm all the way out. Don't come down about halfway and then let your arm go back like that, if you see what I'm doing. It's very subtle. You want your arm to be straight, all the way up, all the way down, not halfway down and back. All right, this next exercise, we're going to work the tricep, which is the back of your upper arm. And I'm going to stand at a 90-degree angle for this one so you can see the exercise better. But again, stand on the band so you get a good firm foundation. But this time you're going to bend your front knee. You're going to step back a little bit. And then you're going to bend forward at your waist. Keep your shoulders pinched back. And then what you're going to do is bring your upper arm so that it's about parallel to the floor, and then you're going to kick the weight back, and you're going to throw it back this way, in this fashion. And you'll notice that my upper arm is not moving very much. All the motion is from my elbow down to my wrist and my hand. My wrist is straight, and again, all the motion is coming from my elbow down, and that's going to work the upper part of my arm on the back. Now, you can reverse your grip, do the exact same exercise, and this time you're going to feel it on the inner portion of your upper arm. Still working your tricep, but a different head, if you will, of the tricep, which has 3 heads on it. So there you go, a tricep kickback. Now, a great way to stretch your tricep is if you just, again, reach for the sky if you can, rotate your palm out and reach across your body and really stretch. And you should feel a stretch basically from your elbow almost to your waist. And you can repeat the stretch on the other side. And the key is to turn your hand upwards and then bend across your body and really stretch. Reach for the ceiling. Get a nice stretch all the way down your body here. Now, most of the exercises that I've shown you so far don't require this little piece of equipment that comes with your Healthy Habits Kangaroo Coffee exercise band. And this is what I call a base. It's got a little ball in it, and you wrap it around your bungee cord like this. And what it does is you can put it in a door jamb like that. However, make sure that the door fully closes. I would even consider locking the door. Make sure that no one opens this door when you're doing this exercise, because if you do, this thing might come flying out and pop you in the head. That's really important. But I'm going to show you an exercise called a chest press using this foundation, and it opens up a whole new chapter in exercises you can do using this little fitness band. Now, this is probably an exercise that you can't do at work because you'll need a door jamb to do this, but like I said, put that base into the door, make sure the door is locked. Now what we're going to do is what's called a chest press. You can have the weight come in your hand, your thumbs underneath, and if you want to make this harder, you actually step farther out. Keep your elbows up and you press just like this. Again, I keep the weight pretty much, or the handles, right on top of my elbows. I don't want my hands going out like that, and I don't want them going like that. I'm kind of doing a press, and it looks like a U formation almost, if you can see that. All right, and again, we're trying to tone muscles. We're doing this 12 to 15 times. If it gets too hard, you just step back just a little bit. That takes tension off your exercise band, makes it a little bit easier. It's like dropping weight or reducing your weight a little bit. If it's too easy, step forward. And again, that makes it a little bit more difficult. So this is called a chest press. And what this exercise works is your pecs, the front of your shoulder, and the back of your arm, your tricep. And there's an example of about 5 or 6 fitness band exercises. There's a ton of them out there. I'd love to show you more of them. If you have an interest in that, you can reach me at Phil Long Healthy Habits. You can reach me on my phone number, 575-7468. Leave me a message on the Facebook page, and we could show you a plethora of fitness band exercises. So thanks for your time, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. All right, well, let me get done with that. And that was a lot of fun making that video. Like I said, there's a lot of other exercises that we can show you. And we've got a book that we can send to you if you'd like to have that. It looks like we've got a couple of people that are in the chat room. Mary, actually, she's been working with bands for quite some time, and that's great. And Susie's chime in, got a couple people that would like the book. We'll definitely send that to you. Everybody that's on the chat, we'll send you a book. How about that? And again, if you'd like to work one-on-one or talk a little bit more about exercise, fitness bands in general, nutrition, please get a hold of me and do Healthy Habits, and we can do that. Next week, we're going to start a brand new series, and it's going to be on managing lifestyle habits and preventing chronic diseases. As most of you know, lifestyle habits cause most chronic disease, and so we're going to try to give a number of good suggestions and examples to how to make sure that you don't get a chronic disease and you live well into your ages. And that's a brand new series, and we're going to start talking about cardiovascular health off the top of the bat. So I hope you chime in next week. We got a couple more people that have checked in with the chat. Yeah, it looks like a lot of people want the book, so we'll definitely send that out to everyone. And I thank you for your time, and we'll see you next week at the same VCC time and same virtual coffee chat channel. Y'all have a great day, and we'll see you soon.